I know. I'm late again. But there's a reason for this. The reason is because I'm a lazy piece of shit. So welcome back to Weekly Gaming News, episode 21, I think. 21, 22, I don't remember. What is math? We have another kind of slowish week, but next week's episode should be more juicy because Gamescom is happening and there's already been some news and information coming out from that and other stuff going on that I'm not going to talk about in this video because I just want to focus on the stuff that I meant to talk about 2 days ago, but I didn't because I'm a lazy piece of shit, as I said. Enough rambling. So the first news story is that it's actually not technically gaming related, but it is in a way. But Lootcrate has filed for bankruptcy. I guess you didn't know what Lootcrate was. It was like a prescription box service thing that they would send you a box of random junk in the mail every month. I guess at one point they were like on fire, like they were making a lot of money. They were like doing really good, and now they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and I think they were sold to a bigger company or something, I guess, too. So I used to have a Lootcrate subscription a couple years ago. I made a couple unboxing videos back when I first started my channel, and I thought it was cool. A lot of stuff I'm like, I don't really care. So I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Like I've gotten like a few cool Funko Pops and a few. Why can't I fucking talk? I got a couple cool figures and other type of stuff, and sometimes biggest issue I always had with them is that their shirts, like I would order them 2XL and they're always still small, like too small for me. Like my goat was hanging out of them, so I was like, Anyway, yeah, this kind of sucks. I guess probably what happened is they probably got too big to support themselves, basically, so they're probably spending more money on the stuff they're giving people than people were giving them for the stuff, and all the shipping costs and all this other stuff, and it just seemed like it was a thing that was going to fail inevitably. I can't say that word. Inevitably.
I love you.
I can't say that word.
English is your first language.
English is like 15 languages molded into one language. How do you say it?
Inevitably.
Inevitably.
There you go.
Anyway. But, yeah, it kind of sucks, and people are obviously going to lose their jobs and whatever. But I also feel like another big reason why this could happen is probably people didn't feel like spending so much money a month to get random junk that they weren't going to use most of anyway. So the next news story is that the newest Need for Speed game has been announced and is coming out in November, I guess. It's called Need for Speed Heat, and it presumably looks like Need for Speed, which I don't give a shit about Need for Speed. I do not have a Need for Speed. So I just wanted to talk about it because it just seemed like, people do care about Need for Speed, and yeah, it's no longer going to be, it is going to be a thing. My brain does not work today. The next news story is that I think it happened at E3 or something like that, but Mojang and Microsoft I think it's pronounced Mojang, I don't fucking know at this point. Minecraft! They announced that they're coming with a new graphics overhaul called the Super Duper Graphics Pack or whatever, and that's been canceled. I guess the reason why is because Mojang wasn't happy how it was performing on the many different platforms that it's on, and they couldn't really get it to work and whatever. And I guess they're still going to do other things. I guess they're just having a Gamescom. I guess spoilers for next week. They're working with NVIDIA and doing other stuff. They got like ray tracing and all this stuff in Minecraft, so it's going to look better anyway. But just not this particular upgrade pack is not happening anymore, which kind of sucks. I like Minecraft a lot. It's a game that I find really relaxing to play. And I do, even though I know it's supposed to be the other way, I do get bothered like how ugly it can look sometimes. I just get kind of bored. And I do wish I had like lighting and stuff. That's like what kind of mostly I want. Like I don't really give a shit about the textures, but they're supposed to be simplistic like that. I just kind of wish we can have lighting and stuff in the console versions, which you can do in PC with mods. You can't really do that on console versions, unfortunately. But yeah, so this sucks for people who looking forward to it. And I don't know. That's all I really have to say about that. So does anyone remember Dead Island 2? The game that I think was announced in like E3 2015? Yeah, well, it's on its third developer now. It was started out in development with, I believe it was Jaeger, or was it someone else? I have the article in front of me. Let me read. Yeah, so the original developer was Jaeger, who made the game Spec Ops: The Line, and then it went to Sumo Digital, who I think their most recent game was Little Big Planet 3. They made some other stuff too. I'm not quite sure. And now it's under development at Dam Buster Studios. So this game is still a thing. It's still being worked on somewhere in the world. I guess it's now going to be published by THQ Nordic, or it could still be Deep Silver because THQ Nordic bought Deep Silver, so I don't really know what the... THQ Nordic is, they're just buying everything, but Dead Island 2 is a game that apparently is still existing somehow. This is one of those things where we're actually going to have to wait and actually be able to hold it or have it downloaded on our consoles and PCs actually believe that it's real. But yeah, so that's cool for people who give a shit about Dead Island 2. I don't think anyone does anymore. Just stop. And the last news story I have to talk about this week is some more THQ Nordic stuff. So apparently they are currently, Volition is currently working on a new Saints Row game, presumably Saints Row 5, I want to say 5 or 6. I don't know. I don't keep up with Saints Row. So that's cool. And I guess there's people apparently working on, or at least discussing about a new Time Splitters game. Obviously THQ Nordic, I think they bought the publishing rights to that or whatever recently-ish. So those things seem like they're happening. I guess THQ Nordic said like a while ago they have like a lot of games development on their huge amount of studios and acquisitions they've been getting over these past few years. It's crazy how much they own now, and obviously they're gonna have a lot of stuff in development. So that's cool. I'm kind of glad to see these more like B tier, A tier games come back instead of just, either for a long time it was either like huge AAA game, Call of Duties and all that, or small indie games, and there was like no middle anymore after THQ originally went under, and other publishers like that started falling more to the wayside. So it's cool seeing these kind of more mid-tier games come back, because those games are usually a lot of fun. Some of my favorite games are more mid-tier games. I like games when they're just kind of stupid fun. I don't necessarily need a deep, enriching story or multiplayer or stuff to keep me invested for hundreds of hours. I just need to like, oh, that seems like a weird concept. Let me play that. But anyway, that's all I have for this week. Like I said, by the time this video goes up, there's been more news stories about like stuff happening at Gamescom and some other big news that I want to talk about next week that you already know of at this point, because I'm a fucking failure at life and can't manage to make and upload a video in a reasonable amount of time. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't know why I snapped. What the fuck is wrong with me? So that was this week's very late episode of Weekly Gaming News, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think about all the news I talked about. And let me know if there's somebody out there who is still interested in Dead Island 2. Please let me know, because I want to know who gives a shit about this game.
Who are you?
Because it ain't me. Although I did like Dead Island 1, even though a lot of people seem to... I never played Riptide. I have the HD... Well, not HD. I have the remasters on PS4. Never played them. Bye!